morning. We're on to Rookie's Let's Chat, Rookie and Jacqui, Let's Chat Allergies. We're on to part 7 this week. Part 7, wow. So this week, it is, wow. We're talking about allergies in the workplace. So I'm Jacqui McPeak and I provide allergen training and advice for companies and catering teams. And my friend
Hi. Good morning. I'm Rookie. You should know by now. I run Womby's Kitchen and I provide food for everyone, but with an emphasis on people with allergies and dietary requirements.
Great. So this week we thought we'd talk about allergies in the workplace. So about a year ago, I spoke to an international company and they were having a wellness at work day across the international companies. And my topic was about allergies in the workplace because we've spoken about schools and how well organised schools are in most cases and universities. But what happens when these young people now merge and go into the workplace, working with people who perhaps not have come across allergies before? Because we all know that person says, how come so many allergies? It wasn't like that in my day. there's lots of...
It drives me mad.
Yeah, there's a lot of, is it a new diet? And where's it come from? I'm sure you'll be fine if you just try a little bit. So it's kind of how to integrate somebody with a severe allergy into the workplace and think about the daily issues they might face. So what's your experience, Rocky, in the workplace?
So it's really weird. I worked for my old company for about 15 years. So I don't remember whether they actually asked me at the beginning of when I joined, whether I had any dietary requirements or allergies or anything like that. I'm pretty sure they didn't. So I don't know if that's something that's been introduced since then. But we were talking about buffets and things like that. So my experiences of buffets in the workplace has been that they have always asked beforehand, which is great. And my experience is I don't have an allergy. I went low carb a few years ago, but I would never mention that on a form talking about buffets in the workplace, because for me, it's just me being fussy. I just don't want to eat those things. So I don't want to put people out for that. But they always had sandwiches or pots of salad for those people that had requested it with their name on it. So people knew not to touch it and that it was actually, ready for them to take when they were there. So it's been okay, but I know you've had some slightly different experiences.
Yeah, so when I was in my previous role, we obviously looked after lots and lots of buffets and hospitality for students and external visitors. And we used to find that some of the people that were booking the buffet really were thinking about what they would like to eat. For example, not particularly allergies, but I used to go to a breakfast meeting, which was about wellness. And I went to represent my department and there was cake at 8 o'clock in the morning. And somebody said to me, why have you provided cake? I said, I have not provided it. Actually, I haven't put the buffet together. I've just come to arrive at the meeting as everybody else has, but I didn't order the buffet. Somebody in your office has ordered this, and probably at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, thinking, it'd be nice to have some cake. I said, clearly we do have breakfast items, including yogurt, pastries, fruit, etc., etc. So it kind of led me to think about who's the person that's ordering the food and should we give them some training. So we did offer some kind of advice for people booking the buffet, and in it was to ask about allergies, because you could put the buffet order in and at that stage there was no question about does anybody in your party have an allergy. So we introduced that onto our online system and they weren't able to go forward until they ticked that box. But there was one occasion where we had a student who I knew because I used to run student focus groups for those with allergies, and she had a number of severe allergies plus a medical condition which was triggered by some of the allergies. So and she was a science student, a little bit quirky. But I'd dealt with her on a few occasions and she was really quite happy until this time she'd been to a buffet and nobody had provided food for her. So she sent me a big long email telling me she was introduced, she was invited to this lunch buffet with her mentors, and all around her were glutinous products, in her words. She felt as though she was isolated. She felt as if nobody catered for her. And she actually said, nobody loves me. Nobody cares about me. I've not eaten. I was hungry. And I'm going to take this to the highest possible point and put in a formal complaint. At which point I emailed back and said, let's meet for coffee. Took her a few freebies, which always helps with students. And I said, look, the formal complaint will go to me. I said, I've done my absolute best to make sure you're looked after. But when you were invited to the buffet, did you not say, I've got a number of allergies? Have you let the catering team know? When you got there, did you not think to ask one of my members of the team, who are quite visible in black uniforms, and say, I can't eat this, I've got an allergy, and they would have willingly gone back to the kitchen to get you something? Or could you not have gone into the cafe bar, which was literally 2 minutes away, because they have gluten-free sandwiches and, you know, goods available? So yeah, so you need to consider, when you're booking a buffet, does anybody in the party have an allergy? And then going back to the other point, when somebody starts work in your workplace, there's usually an HR induction, forms to fill in, etc., etc., and you would fill in severe medical issues such as diabetes and things like that. So I think it's wise, if you've got a severe allergy, to put in that you've got severe allergies. So processes can be put in place like they were in school, like they were at university. For example, if you've got severe airborne nut allergy, you don't really want to be sitting across somebody, you know, with a laptop and they're eating a peanut butter sandwich, or bringing in the muesli or the protein bar full of nuts, because you will have a reaction.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's whether the work would consider providing a separate fridge for that person that nobody else can touch, or, to be honest, if it was me, I would probably bring my own cool bag in with some ice blocks in it and just put my sandwich or whatever I'm eating for lunch in there, just to be completely sure, because you're never sure how often the fridge has been cleaned out. And the surfaces, and, you know, all the kind of people put things, spill things, don't wipe it up properly. You get that in your own home, let alone you know, in a workplace. So I think for me, that would be my thing that I want to do to make sure that I was okay if I had an allergy. Just take it in your own hands, and don't rely on, if you can help it, not rely on other people to try and do it for you.
Yeah, I think it's that thing, isn't it? Own your allergy. You know, let people know, speak up and tell people. And also, you know, I did an audit one time in the university, actually, and in talking about allergies and epi-pens, the supervisor I was talking to said, oh, I've got a severe nut allergy, and my epi-pen's in the safe. Okay, where's the safe? Where's the safe? Back of the kitchen. Who's got the keys? He said, I have. So I said, so if you have an anaphylactic reaction now, I'm going to have to manhandle you, find the keys out of your pocket, run down through the kitchen, which was a big kitchen, go into the office, try and open the safe, find your epi-pen, run back and hope you're okay. And his manager stood there and said, I didn't know you got an allergy.
Excellent.
So, you know, point, you know, really important to highlight, you know, you may never need it, but if you have an allergy and you carry an epi-pen, tell people where it is. You know, is it in your handbag? Is it in your office desk, etc., etc.? Because you never know that somebody could come in with that peanut bar, and if you've got an airborne nut allergy, you might start to react, or, you know, any other allergy, you know, milk or whatever. So yeah, it's just worth thinking about and bringing into your induction processes.
Yeah, I think that's really important. Own it. Tell people around you. Tell people where your epi-pen is. I think that's really important, and show them how to use it as well. Not everyone knows how to use it, so it takes no time at all to teach someone. And most people are really happy to you know, be included, or, you know, to just listen to what you're saying. So it should be okay.
I think they would rather know than not, because imagine if you didn't know and somebody suddenly collapsed and you had no idea. It's not going to help you, and it's not going to help them. So let people help you. So yeah, and then put some sort of processes in place that people know what to do. You know, so you might be the designated nut-free fridge or nut-free kitchen or whatever it might be. But the same as having a student shared kitchen in a house, as we spoke about before, it's all about, you know, clearing up after yourself and making sure that there are clean plates and knives, etc., etc. But we all know an office kitchen, nobody ever cleans the fridge, do they?
No, and the plates and everything, they need to be cleaned again, don't they, before you use them if you've got an allergy. And the last thing on that, we were talking about bringing food in. People often bring cakes in, don't they? And if they don't know about your allergy, they won't even try. If they do know your allergy, they might not try anyway, but at least they know, and they might try. So it would be good to let people know.
It would. So hope you found that useful, and hope you can implement some of the suggestions if you do have, and also ask people when they start, the new starters coming into work, ask them if you can help them. So hope you found that useful. Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you again next week.
See you soon.
Okay, bye.